Hello tutors, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. I apologise if I'm looking at the camera in the wrong way because it's on the phone and I've got it reverse, so I'm not sure what the hell is going on because I seem to be looking up in this direction all the time. I just wanted to personally, there's only me on this channel, but anyway, personally thank you for all the kind words, the comments and support you've shown me over the past year. It's only a tiny channel. And as I say, I've always said I do this for my own mental health because you all know I've got mental health issues, problems, and it's just there to keep me anchored, if that makes sense. And the input that a lot of the guys have shown, or the Maras, it's become over the years, a lot of the Maras that have helped me along the way, and I'm just talking about guys that put nice comments down and stuff on the myriad of stuff that I show on the channel. I really do appreciate you hanging around. There's been a lot of, was it channels and channel hosts? Am I a channel host? Something like that. You're probably the host because you're the host of YouTube out there. But there's a lot of guys have binned it this year. Sometimes for just outside commitments, and other times just YouTube. YouTube just killing their own. They're just killing their own thing that they've got going on here. Guys are just jacking it in, and girls. But I mainly know blokes. They're just chucking it in. How YouTube's treating them, and the automation, the AI, if you want to call it that, really has dragged everybody down. I was watching a 40k law guy's video, British guy, and they've just taken all his money off him, saying that he's AI himself. That's what he suspects. Yeah, it's a shame. It was something really good on here, and then Google has bit by bit just been wringing the neck out of it, haven't they? But for those of us that have got nothing better to do, and a way of just showing what we do, I don't want to be part of forums. I've been forums in the past, and they can be really bitchy places. And people just sometimes like on YouTube, they just want to antagonise, So if you see me do that, I just shut the camera down every few minutes. It just makes it seem to make it easier to load up. Yeah, you can be bitchy on here, or as in trolling more than. But I tend to find on a lot of forums, it's just bitchiness sometimes, which always surprise. And I've always said this: I can usually tell when people are just genuine hobbyists, and then you get like the really bitter ones, and they know best, and you should be doing it this way, or the type of people out there. And I always feel it's a shame because they just drag the air out of the room, type of thing. You know what I mean? Just like constant dark clouds over the horizon. Because let's face it, we spend time doing this to whether you don't have to have head problems, just you enjoy being at the bench. Whether, as I keep saying, I do figure painting of different scales and scale modelling, so across different benches, if you want to say that. But we all do it because we just want to spend some time at our benches. It puts us in a different place, and we often like, or in my case, sometimes not, the end product. So yeah, I'm on here for that. I know some of the other guys are, but yeah, there has been a steady drip, drip, drip of guys just trudging off into the distance. Sometimes leaving the channels up, but yeah, it's sad, really. And the problem is, I can't see it getting any better. I can only see it getting worse. Because I've always said they don't really see what this was set up for originally. Yeah, it was set up as a money-making thing, probably by, obviously YouTube before, but whoever owned YouTube. But they don't see that they can still make money from it and keep it like it is, which is a place for people to hang out in their own little network, their own little groups that they enjoy. I keep saying you could do flower arranging, you could have downhill skiing. I don't know. Whatever you're into, there's a niche in there uh, for you, type of thing. I'm going to stay on here as long as I can stay on here for. As I say, they nearly took me out a few months back, and that was horrible. But I've also come to the point and the same with Facebook in that. Not that I've got a Facebook page or anything; it's just my own and stuff. But do I need do I need the constant hassle? And I just say to myself, I don't really. I don't make any money. I mean, yeah, as I say, I've been open with you guys. I get about 140 quid every 6 months, which for somebody like me who don't bring in any money, it's a nice, I can buy a treat or whatever. Bought me a pair of welly boots with them. The last one, uh, but yeah, I do it because I enjoy showing what I'm doing. If there are other like-minded people, I enjoy seeing their stuff. A couple of the channels that wouldn't know I exist, are they just like huge channels that do, I'm, you know, whatever I'm into, like your 40Ks. They often have big channels and stuff like that. But I just enjoy sharing my bits. Some of it flies or floats with people. Sometimes it's like, as I've said to you, I gave up on the. Can I reach over and get one without showing 20 chins? I'm painting these. They've stopped for the holiday break. I apologise for the lights and that. This phone for some reason doesn't do well with this type of lighting, which is why I tend to do bench videos in the evenings when it's dark outside, because it's just not great lighting. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, I'm not doing another tutorial on those. I'm just getting on with them because there's no interest in it whatsoever, and it's time out of my painting time to try and do them. So I've said on things like these now, I'm not doing tutorials. I've got no problem shouting out paint what I've used to paint stuff to people and that. But there's absolutely zip interest in and that's fair enough. I don't do all the editing. I don't do the all that type of stuff and the fancy lights and the music and intros and that. I always thought that what I did at the bench would work with people in the sense of, because we're all that we've got a bench. Most of our benches are messy, not all, but most of us are, and we're just average people doing average stuff. Um, but a lot of the great majority of people out there may be the ones that are just passing through. They want to see all. They expect an almost TV like experience, and get that off me. And it shows on the viewing figures mostly. And I I'm one. You'd think with my busted head that would be the bit that beats me up, and it doesn't actually. I just think, oh well, there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, I'm not going to be suddenly improving in leaps and bounds. I make little tweaks occasionally, but it's nothing really to bring people in. It's just I think, oh, that could be done a bit better that way, or I'm talking filming wise. Um, but again, like going down to the camera, I nearly had a breakdown literally over when my camera broke down. Because again, no money. It's when big ticket things go. When that wasn't as video cameras goes, I think it's about 140 quid. So compared to when I did look at it, and there was the cameras and the YouTube camera. Oh yeah, 800 quid, £1,000. I got no chance on that. And that Shamey helped me out with it with the camera. Beetle sent me the charging case so I could use my phone, and I've found the phone works probably better even than my old video camera, really. So yeah, I'm using that. So we had those hiccups along the way. I'm not going to go into a lot of the guys they'll do what they've produced as in models wise, figures wise. How much my stuff ends up in boxes still, or even in the bin. uh, I never got to finish the ferret armored car for Marcus's and Joachim's group build. There was a big reason for that. I never got round to. I was trying to clear everything off here to de-dust the desk, which happens about every 2 months, and it went for a Burton, as we say over in the UK, as in off the table, boom. Yeah, and it was salvageable to an extent. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. So that went away. Being stupidity, I could have just run through with it, finished it. It would have been out of the way and not sitting under a piece of toweling waiting to get completed. But so there's things like that haven't made it. Most of my figures tend to get there in the end. There's some of the Highlanders from the Zulu War, which I'm mainly painting to sell, but I enjoy putting my painting figures up. I just went off the boil with those. I've no idea why. They're decent sculpts, sculpted decently, cast decently. I just lost interest, and I've only got about 6 to do, and then I can sell them. So they will get completed, and you will see those. But there's things coming up which I've got to, because I just want to get them, like the Indian Mutiny figures. I showed those, but they need. I've got to make some brass colour poles, and then realise I haven't got any more brass wire, and I'm not bothering with that till after Christmas because of the Christmas rush, as in postage and all that. So they're all based. They've actually been got shrubbery around on them, and you name it. They just didn't need the colours flying on them. So we'll see them coming up. The Oiram bust is actually in that. There's a big plastic box up on the cupboard up above me. She's been in there for about God knows how many months. Got a plinth for her and everything. So that she's getting shown. There's another figure that I need to show. One that I broke, which I've got no interest in doing that at the moment. Yamato is actually going really well. There'll be a video of her. Put all the turrets and the superstructure on her, so she's ready. A couple of little painting tweaks, and she's ready for the railings and that to go on. So she's not far from being put in a water base and called done. I've got loads of little epic Napoleonic figures. They're almost done, ready for. I'm gonna put a load of stuff up for sale in the new year. So that's almost done. My Farseer Warhammer Farseer 40k, he's almost done. I've got a Warhammer Fantasy Trogoff, big Trog. He's almost done. I'm looking at him over there. He keeps creeping around some of the videos actually, so I need to get him done. Thanks for the kind words on the S-Class submarine that Rob sent me to build. That was a lovely little job. That I enjoyed that, and so that's done. There's loads of bits and pieces. If I said everything that I haven't done, and we all know there's boxes and boxes. In fact, most of them are there because they're what I call my ready-use boxes, my ready-use ammunition, as in they sit there until I need them. I just have to have the enthusiasm, and on some projects I just haven't been having it. And I've got some little 2mm Romans which I've been working on for about 3 or 4 months, and they'll get a little show. So the little tiny 12s, 2mm. But I do those on the side just for myself, and I've got some of those auxiliary Romans done to show you, but they've not been based properly yet, so I just have to wait for that. So yeah, there's loads of bits and pieces. I've got more 40k, as you know. I know it's not popular on the channel, apart from with a couple of people. I've had literally for about a year, Gaff Paints Warhammer, just nothing on it, so you won't find it. And if you did, there's nothing on it. But I will get that, I think, started, and I'll still put, because it's my channel, I'll do what I like on here. I'll still put my Warhammer up on here, but I'll do some more in-depth videos, I think, over there, where if people do show an interest, great, but I tend to find that type of thing. People want to see historicals on this channel. My shipbuilding, because model ships aren't particularly big in the model building universe, which is why they're so bloody expensive. Sorry for swearing, but they are. and some really calm maras, if they didn't send me stuff like that, then I probably would do hardly anything on the ships, and they're my favourite, to be honest with you. I've got some 1 in 48 scale aircraft I'll be building. Hopefully, I will say this: I've got 2 F-104 starfighters. 1 Beetle sent me. We'll get built, Mara. And I've got 2 Zeros, A6Ms, are they? From the weekend editions, because it's 17 quid, and why not? They're lovely figures from it, and I love the Zero. So I've got a couple of Zeros that I've had for a year or more. I just bought them. They were £17 at the time off eBay, one month and one the next, as if they were going to be out of stock and they were suddenly going to shoot up in price. But I just thought they're in the stash. So that's about a year ago, and I'd like to build at least one of those, one of my zeros. Not with any fancy stuff in it, just a weekend build, as they call it, and that's it. Um, I've got loads of ships to build, as you all know, because people have sent me, plus the odd ones I bought myself. Um, there'll be stuff coming up with that once. Yamato, I don't think will be finished completely until the end of January. I doubt, just because it'll go. You know what it's like. It goes past in a blink of an eye. But yeah, I'm happy how she's turned out. Actually, when people get all the wooden decks in that, and I just thought, well, actually, that wooden deck for me, it looks all right. I have noticed I'll say it on the video. There's a front part near the bow. For some reason, I just didn't paint, and I showed all you guys it, and I taped over it, and I was looking at it. I'm thinking, that's part of the deck planking, you Burke. Another British word, Burke, idiot. So I've painted that, and it looks a fraction lighter as it would do with the rest of the wood, because the rest of the wood was all under masking tape at the time. So I just need to darken that in places because it's just a fraction too light. But Yamato was I've really been pleased how she's come along in the end. I'm going off track, aren't I? I just thank you all so much for I do say it from time to time. Hang on a second, let me just stop this. There we go. I do thank you so much for sticking with me. It's not the channel so much as I suppose it's me. I know I'm Marmite. You either like me or you don't. I fly a flag that obviously gets up people's noses if you're on that side of it. Shove it up your behind. I don't care. That's me staying true to me. You can do whatever you like. You get blown out the airlock. You don't really care. I don't bother me. That's me doing my little bit, the only bit I really can do. So anyway, I know you don't want to hear that, but it's my channel. I can do what I damn well please on it. All of you that have helped me along, and I don't mean with things that have been sent. I just mean help me as in here. I've said it before, and I keep saying it when I do these type of videos. I can go left or right and just take the wrong turn because it's been a really bad week or day. And I've had a few this year, to be honest with you, even with the help of, I said, the little chap down there who's kipping at the moment has probably sent me over the edge. He's almost sent me missus over the edge. But, hence today, taking him out for a walk. We took him out through the woods. I'll just go a bit farther than I should do. But yeah, all the interaction with people, it just keeps me in the right place, if that makes sense. Instead of going down some wrong road, because we all know one wrong road leads to another, and before you blink of an eye, is lights out in it. So thank you very, very much. I don't say that to play the little violin. I've always said it because for anybody out there that has severe head problems, I just say, look, I'm here, I'm trudging one foot in front of the other, and I've got people, when I fall down, pick me up. And there's lots of other people out there that can do it for you. So, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, because that's all you can do. And there will be people around you that will help lift you up, because they do it for me, and I'm sure they do it for you, or will do it for you if you, show that, you have problems. So, as I say, I know the way the channel goes backwards and forwards. So I know people will see some Napoleonic stuff, because I get a lot of good feedback from, especially with Napoleonics. People will see that, and then the next thing they'll see Yamato, or they'll see Eldar Farseer, and they go, that is not what I signed up for. No, it isn't. But you can, on the bell icon thing, you can put it into, I'm not sure, because I don't bother myself. I just push yes, I want the content, but on other people's channels. But you can filter it out where you don't see so much of battleships and 40k stuff, or anything else you're not interested in on the channel. Or just filter it out yourself. Just go, Gav's talking. I know he said something else in with the B word, but rubbish again. I'll move on that video. So yeah, but everybody that and I've got no problem people putting, like, if you've got painting tips, I don't mind you putting it down in the comments, as long as you're not being offensive to people, because you will just go. If you've sometimes I do have people occasionally jumping down the throats of other people that because they've said the wrong thing where a ship's concerned, or a tank, or an aeroplane, because they've either served, or they just happen to know that particular zero, say, or something like that. Not that I've done any zeros yet, but no, just we're not all experts. Um, People, anybody that's usually put a comment on this channel has been meant it kindly. They've not tried to upset the greater public, because they certainly haven't upset me. Um, but I do occasionally get people that come in what I call second-hand comments, saying, "Oh no, that should be, no, that's completely wrong. It was such a, no, To be honest with you, I normally weed those out. I'll just get rid of them, because I'm not interested in people putting people down on here. That's not what the channel's about. But genuinely, if I've done something and I've put like some paint colours down, and and this isn't me fishing for comments or anything, but if you say, "Oh, I've painted them grey Napoleonic trousers, Gav, and I've used these colours," I've got no problem with that whatsoever, because it becomes a resource for everybody. It could be Yamato. I've painted it how I've done, nothing like what they say in the instructions. You might, well, not be surprising how many people do get offended, don't it, over a paint color. But if you've got a different paint color, I've got no problem saying, like, "Oh, I painted my Yamato with this brand of paint and with these colors." Great. Somebody reads them comments and it's there for them. You know what I mean? It's. I just say, just make it kind, as in, and don't be offensive to people. That's all I've ever asked on the channel, because I am really. I am. I don't suffer suffer rubbish on the channel, if that makes sense. People go quicker than they got in. Just thank you ever so much for what you've said and done for me over the years. So I'm not going to say the guys that sent me stuff. I know who you all are, obviously. I'm not going to say names, only because I keep saying I will leave somebody out, just because my head's that bust. I'll just know I'll forget somebody, and I could not want to do that. So, but you all know what you mean to me and how you've helped me out. And sometimes I don't even know it's happening. People have had my address. And suddenly something comes through the post, and you just floors you, because you're not expecting it. Even the postman knows sometimes now, and they say, Somebody sending you a gift? Oh, probably, because I haven't ordered anything for a while. And that really puts a smile on my face. As I say, it's not for what it is, and it genuinely is. I mean, that's really nice. I mean, Yamato was sent to me by Rob. Submarine I've just done, sent to me by Rob. I've got another one that I've still got to get back onto, which was I bought myself, but there's a photo etch sent me from Paul from the Plastic Monkey channel. You'd probably like to see that built at some stage. It is, Paul. I just keep veering off, as you know. But there's little things that have been sent me, and this will be loaded up in a minute, as I say, by Cable Beetle sent me. So all of you, thanks. So I've been rambling. This is a ramble, and it will go up as a ramble title. But I also just wish, it's not Happy New Year yet, is it really? But I will be putting it up before New Year, so I'll probably be doing a Happy New Year video. You know me, I don't need much of an excuse to stick a video up. But for the year that's gone, thank you all for being around. It's made all the tribulations that YouTube themselves put us through, trials and tribulations. That's it, isn't it? You it's like a ship grounding on a sandbank. You will help refloat the ship. So thank you very much for all the positivity you've shown this year. And for next year, again, there's no things of what I can be showing something. The Yamato, say, is almost ready for ships raidings in the sea. You'll guarantee it'll be like May, and it'll be finally done. Hopefully not, because I am on a roll with Yamato. So hopefully she will get complete by the end of January. Can we see her? Yeah, we can just see me walk her over my shoulder there. She's going in for paint. Maybe won't be tomorrow. It might have to wait until Saturday or Sunday. I think I'd hope to get it painted earlier on in the week, but it's just depending when my wife is, and because we're taking Nugget out farther afield from us at the moment because she's on holiday. So yeah, it might be the weekend or even the following week, but I'm looking forward to painting her in different shades of grey. But yeah, so my walk will be done. But yeah, what's coming up in the new year, I'm not sure. I have got some plans to get a couple of my modelling kits out the way. As I said, I've got a selection of 1 in 40. Well, really, I've got doubles of the same aircraft, really, haven't I? I've just mentioned. I'd like to do two of those, one that Beetle sent me and the one I bought myself, one of the Zeros. I'd like to get one of those done. And I would like to, I've given away most of my 1 in 35 armour kits, but I've still got a couple left. And I'd like to do one, and there's a particular one that I'd like to do, which is a Tamiya one, so it shouldn't be too hard. It's got a couple of figures with it, a World War II one, so no, it's not German. Don't worry, YouTube, it's not German. But yeah, I'd like to do that. And then it's figure-wise, it's obviously I'm always painting to sell figures to bring some income in, so a lot of it's Napoleonic because people I enjoy painting Napoleonic uniforms, and people enjoy hopefully buying them off me. I won't game myself, but yeah, there'll always be Napoleonics. In fact, I was just looking around. I fancy doing some. I've got Napoleonic cavalry, but I would like to do. It's probably going to be plastic again, just because if I buy metal Napoleonic infantry, if I can't sell, because sometimes my stuff doesn't sell, and it takes 3 or 4, 5, 10 attempts over like 6 months to sell stuff. If they don't sell, I've some big outlay metal figures for me to not sell. So whereas I find the plastic figures is not such an outlay, so I'm not getting kicked in the teeth. So yeah, loads of Napoleonic figures up. I've got a plan. I've got a plan for the last 6 months. Hang on a second. Sorry, I'm doing that much talking, and I've been roaring at Nugget over those woods. Swig of tea. I've had this plan in my head to do a. First of all, I've got several the old Airfix. I've got 2 of the Cuirassier figures, and I fancy doing one of those. And then it morphed into my head that I was going to buy a couple of resin. I'd seen a couple of resin figures, not rip-offs, proper resin figures, British figures, and I was going to do a small vignette with them. And then I thought to myself, Gav, you're doing it again. It's morphing out of control. And then I thought to myself, yeah, I will do one of those, but I'm thinking of trying to get like a Perry or a Victrix 28 like a sprue of, and maybe convert the horse and the rider just for the sheer hell of converting the horse and the rider. Not necessarily into a different regiment or something, but just convert the pose just for the enjoyment of it. So we'll see how that goes. I've been slightly short of funds on the run up to Christmas because I haven't been selling stuff. Not it hasn't been bought, people haven't been buying, but I've been telling my wife I've been putting it all up, and then I'll put it up after Christmas because then I've got head problems, and I'm getting scared that the stuff will go missing in the post over Christmas and all that stuff. And I've got a lot of stuff to sell, so I might wait until I've got some more money, and I don't know what, if it'll be French, British, whatever, or any other nation apart from Orc. I will heavily convert that, I think, because it's something I've been wanting to do for probably a year, and I keep putting it off. And I don't want to buy a box because I need to sell that box as the 12, 14 figures that are in it. Whereas if I buy a sprue, and there's usually 2 or 3 figures on there, I can mess around with that. So that's something. I might even include a foot figure with it. Again, another separate figure, plastic, because I can mess around with them more probably. And that's just to go on. Again, I'd end up selling it or giving it away or something. But I'd like to do that as well. 40k stuff. I've really been enjoying the 40k lore, so the background of it all, and I'll doing a fair bit more of that. I've got boxes just on my shoulder here for Christmas, as you know, and Paul sent me the hang on, Paul, what's it called again? I keep calling them rhinos, but this one isn't. It's a razorback. That's it, razorback. I've got an idea for that, and buy a sprue of Space Marine figures to make a small dio with it, type of thing. So I'd like to do that, but I may well do that just small bits on the channel, but do that on the other one. We'll see. So yeah, there's lots of stuff that I plan to do. So I'd like to do that 28mm figure. I've gone down from 54mm to 28mm just because it's cheaper, and I don't mind working in smaller scales. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, just see what comes along. I've got car kits. The problem is it's like doing old Toms at the moment. Still, in fact, it's there somewhere. I might even see it somewhere. No, you can't see, I don't think. But that's all boxed apart from the shell, which I'll rewash from dust when I lose. I love seeing everybody else is doing it, and then when I do it, I just lose traction with him really quickly, and I have no idea why. Because I don't do that with figures. Yeah, I can put figures aside, but I will get back to them within a couple of months or whatever. But with the cars, I love everybody else's, and then I want to do them, and I just seem to. I don't know if it's whether because I've always come from a history background, military side of it. I mean, I have no idea. So yeah, I've got car kits, and when I do them is when I do them, and that's it really. So I want to wish you all a happy new year for the year to come. I know it's not happy new year yet because we're still in the last day of the year, but I just wanted to put this ramble out. If you're working on your figures, models, whatever, you can listen to Gav pontificating. And I hope it's a better year for a lot of you that have had really cruddy years. And for the rest of you guys that are just have sunshine on you all the time. Lucky you. No, when I say sunshine, I mean living in Australia. I'm just talking about, life in general isn't too bad for you. And I hope that's for everybody out there. Let's just see how the channel bimbles along and see how it goes. And I hope you've had a load of stuff for Christmas. Again, whether it's kits, figures, whatever you floats your boat really. And you just get time to enjoy them, because that's not always the case. You get your stuff, think great, and then life blows a raspberry in your face, and you've got to do other stuff. So yeah, I hope you all get a chance to work on whatever you've had for Christmas. And couple of wishes for the new year. Please, will the cost of living come down? Because we're really finding it hard. Will you bring the kit prices down? Because like ship prices, I don't need any ships. I've got loads, but I'm just saying I still look. It's me. The model ships from 1 in 700 scale, 35, 45 quid. Then you've got to buy railings and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. And the Games Workshop prices, they've always been high, but I've always thought that they've it's almost justified. But the problem is, I'm like looking at Fulgrim and stuff like that. They're big Primarks, and like 80 quid. Oh, can I justify 80 quid? Oh, I mean, I can get some of the other Primarks, which I will be doing this year. That's something else. I was going to be buying a couple. Primark to the Oh, there's no point. A lot of you aren't in the 40k. But yeah, uh, um, just can you bring the cost of living down? We all know that the prices of kits, figures, and that is not going to go back in the box, even if the metal price drops through the floor. Can you really see the metal figures coming down? No. It's like everything else, isn't it? Companies get used to us. Well, they wait for us to get used to paying, and then they stay there. It is what it is. But yeah, that would be a wish. We're not going to have peace and harmony throughout the world. In fact, it's getting worse. I'm not going there. I'm just saying, but could we just have cost of living come down? Could we just have the incompetency stopping through all our governments? Because it's not just mine, it's everybody else's. Stop the incompetency. Be the people you should be, and you know, just can you stop just breaking people financially until we're all destitute? I'd like that. So anyway, you look after yourselves. Um, I've been Gav. This has been one of my videos. Don't we all know it? So look after yourselves, and there will be loads of videos razzing up behind. I've been loving my wife being off because I've been able to do a few more of these, as you've been telling. Otherwise, as I say, because she works from home now, the noise is she's on one of these Zoom calls after another, and I just it would be bleeding through. You know, it's just we were in a little tiny box house with a little. She's in a little tiny box room, and I just can't make videos in the day anymore when she's here. So yeah, I'm having to do a lot of these in the evening, which is why you're lucky not getting these face to camera ones so much. More just looking down at the bench. It's just because I have to get them when I'm done. Do them. Also, the I'm putting shorts up. A couple of the guys have said they're not keen on shorts. Um, I do them because I've got no choice. In the sense of I can still get a video out there, and I don't do it. It's not a video out there because it has to be out there for the channel. Keep the channel going. Got to do videos. YouTube love that. Me not so much. I'll just do them when I want to do them, and this is the case with the shorts. I do them because I can at least snatch a 1 or 2 minute video that I can't do because of the noise. You know, sometimes she's taking a break. Make a video, quick. And that's what's happening. So, which is why there's a lot of shorts going up. You know, it's no for other reason than that. I'm not trying to particularly drag in other people because let's face it, people see a short and they think, oh well, let's see what else he's got to offer, and they see one of these videos, turns them straight off. So it's not for that. It is just because it's a chance to show something I'm working on that I can get out there to people. So yeah, that's why you see the short videos a lot. Uh, I try and get people on everything. So if you're putting short videos up and you're saying, well, Gav, you're not watching mine, it's probably because I don't need to be making them. You know, you try to remember, but unless it comes up with the full thing on my video, my YouTube thing, I don't always know that you've made short videos. So I apologise. I just don't know. But that's why I'm doing mine, is just simply I can get a video out on something I want to show without having to either do it at stupid in the evening or yeah, just not being able to put one up. So look after yourselves. You're a grand bunch of marras, and I appreciate you hanging around. So yeah, look after yourselves, and we'll speak soon.